Let's face it, at some point in your guitar journey, you've probably said something like, I feel stuck in the boxes. It is a classic plateau, and maybe you can see the shapes already, but you're not hearing real music come out of them, or maybe you just can't seem to lock them into memory. Either way, it's frustrating and common. But here's the truth. Great players don't just meander around in the boxes. The two essential patterns I'm going to show you today are the essence of what great players are actually doing. And the best part, these patterns will work right alongside the boxes, connecting them across the neck or totally on their own. So why listen to me? Well, my name is Daniel Seraph. I'm a professional guitarist and educator, and I've taught over 25,000 one-on-one guitar lessons to players just like you. My job is helping you break through classic guitar plateaus and finally feel confident in your guitar playing. Let's jump in. Back around 2011, I stumbled onto these patterns in a lesson from the great Marty Schwartz. At first, I didn't realize just how powerful they were, but once I started teaching them, they became a core part of how I help players move confidently across the guitar neck. And don't forget, you can download these patterns using the link in the description. Let's start with major today, since most guitarists tend to be a bit weaker in that area. The system that I'm going to show you today is a way to access the major and the minor pentatonic notes across the neck. That said, it's also super expandable. You can add all kinds of colorful tones if you'd like. I'll show you one important note addition later at the end of the video. So to get started with the major pentatonic, you'll need to know how to locate your root note somewhere on the fretboard. For today's lesson, we'll use B major and B minor pentatonic, and we'll use the low E string to find our root. So find your B note at the 7th fret of the low E string. We'll start this pattern with what I call a 3-note set. So you start on the root note, then move up 2 whole steps, and that gives us our 3-note set. On the next string over, the A string right next door, you'll play what I call a 2-note set. That creates what I call a 3-2 pattern, which gives us the full B major pentatonic scale. The scale includes the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6 of the B major scale. Now here's the best part. The exact same pattern repeats itself an octave up. You'll start on the D string this time and go through that 3-2 pattern. So I'm starting on the D string at the 9th fret. And from there, the pattern continues to alternate. 3 notes on one string, 2 notes on the next, moving up diagonally up the neck. The only adjustment that you need to make is when you cross onto the B string. So because of how the guitar is tuned, you'll need to shift the shape up by 1 fret at that point towards the body. Other than that, the pattern stays the same all the way across the neck. And you'll just alternate between those 3s and 2s. Let's hear this thing in action. One of the best things about this diagonal major pentatonic is you could literally start it anywhere you like. Let's say we find another B, say the 2nd fret of the A string. You'd play your 3, then 2, next string 3. Watch out for that B string, you have to shift the next 2 up a fret, and then 3. Some people call this the extended pentatonic, but it is so much more. And now a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, my flagship course. Over the years of teaching these diagonal concepts in thousands of guitar lessons, I developed a full system called the Diagonal Pentatonic Method. It's designed to help you solo and improvise confidently across the entire neck. You'll get over 108 interactive exercises, plus backing tracks and licks to lock it all in. Whether it's a jam, show, or gig, you'll be ready. Grab your copy today and save 20% by clicking the link below or using coupon code 2SHAPES. And I'll see you in the lessons. All right, let's unpack how to use this diagonal pattern for the minor pentatonic. And don't forget, the coolest part of this lesson is coming up at the end of the video. So there's a small adjustment when switching to the diagonal minor pentatonic. Instead of putting your index finger on the root note, you're going to place your ring finger there. This will be the higher note of your 2-note set. So I placed it on the B on the 7th fret of the low E string. And then we need to add our index finger a whole step below to complete the 2-note set. So we'll play those 2 notes and then transition to the A string where you'll play a 3-note set. So that's 2, and that's 3, and that's it. This is what creates what I call a 2-3 pattern, and it gives us the full minor pentatonic scale. From there, it continues to alternate across the fretboard. 2 notes on the D string, that's an octave up, 3 on the G, and then you gotta watch out for that B string shift. We got 2 notes on the B, just 1 fret higher, and 3 on the high E. And the best part of it is you can start this pattern anywhere on the guitar neck. You just need to remember to adjust for the B string when you cross it. Otherwise, just alternate between 2 and 3s. Let's hear this in action. Now, my absolute favorite part of the diagonal method. A lot of guitarists get comfortable adding the blue note into box 1 of the minor pentatonic. But they often struggle to use it in the other shapes, and mainly because it's hard to visualize and it gets confusing pretty dang fast. But the diagonal pentatonic, adding the blue note is incredibly simple. So if you're in minor pentatonic, you just want to add the flat 5. That's going to be our blue note. The neat thing is you can do it on any string that has a 3-note set. So the blue note will always sit between the 2 higher notes of that 3-note set. So here's what it looks across the neck in the B minor pentatonic scale with that blue note added. Now, what about the major pentatonic? Is it as simple? Absolutely. When using the major pentatonic, the blue note is the flatted 3rd of the key. And just like in minor, it lives in the exact same spot between the higher 2 notes of any 3-note set in the diagonal pattern. There's our diagonal 3-2 major pentatonic, and when we add in that blue note, it's going to look like this. Now that you've learned some of the key ingredients of the diagonal pentatonic, make sure to check out this video next where I'll show you how to master call and response in your guitar solos.